Hey everybody, welcome back to another vlog. It is the day after the footage that you saw yesterday of the rain. So it was a really beautiful day yesterday, and I just I was going to pick up the camera and then I thought, nah, why? So I had a moment to myself. I'm really starting to enjoy moments to myself. The only difference, and why I say that I'm starting to enjoy moments to myself, is that when I had that period of isolation at the beginning of the year, I was deliberately isolating myself because I was going through something and I needed it to be done. I needed to be in my feelings. I was hurt at that time. I was sad, down at that time. And then as the months went through, the emotions would change, chop and change. Today you're okay, tomorrow you're not. For the most part, I would like to say I'm 90% there. The days that are hard are very few and far between now. Thank the Lord. Because my heart couldn't handle everything that happened to me this year. And it's funny how so many things are falling into place now, and they're falling into place at the end of the year, which for me gives me, I pray that it's an indication of how 2025 is going to go. I'm very much looking forward to 2025. There's a couple of things that are in store, like work is going to be busy in 2025. Podcast is coming with my bestie, Mbali, which you will have seen her in a video at some point now in 2024, so you can just acclimate yourself with her. But we have a podcast coming out, and she's a designer and an illustrator, designer as in graphics, UX, UDI, USB, I don't know, that's what I say when I speak to her. So she's going to be doing a lot of the overlays and thumbnails and all of this for our podcast. It's gonna be a good time. The podcast has a name. It's got we know exactly what we wanted to do. It's going to be very different to the podcasts that you see in the South African space. So I'm really, really excited to start the new year with that. So it's the podcast, it's the coaching. I do want to study as well next year. I want to start off my psychology studies. So that's also something I'm looking forward to. I'm a little bit apprehensive with that one, anxious, because I'm scared. I'm nervous. I haven't studied for a full-on degree in a very long time. And I know it's going to take a lot of time, from me, but it's fine. And at the same time, I find myself getting back into life, and I'm so excited for that. Yeah, man. Yeah. So today's Sunday, and I'm going to pour myself a bevy. I've got some meat. I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to show you anything to do with cooking, because I feel like my last couple of videos, you have been seeing me cook. If there's one thing about me, I will cook, because cooking makes me feel happy. It calms my spirit. I cook while I'm listening to great music, and someone suggested some really good music to me a couple of days ago, so I'm listening to that. And I'm really vibing with it. This is someone I've known for a really long time, but their music taste was always impeccable. And so they suggested some artists and some music stuff for me to listen to, and I have been for the past couple of days. I just love it. One track that I found that maybe if you like the kind of music that I'm into, but you can try it. If you don't like it, it's cool. Each to their own. There's a track by, no, don't play it. It's by an artist called Alex Sarah, and it's called So Free. This album was from 2017 or 2019. That's what it looks like. It's got a little bit of an animation there. So good. I'm going to listen to it now. So good. But I know I'm going to get copyright stuff, so I'm not going to play it for you, but it's so good. So yeah, I'm gonna just make a salad now, make a pot of rice, a small pot of rice, because I've got the meat, I've got some baby spinach, I've got greens, so I'm gonna have like a nice little bowl later on tonight. I will, however, make myself a drink now while I listen to music and prep my salad and all of that. I am going to be making yet again another nectarine salsa. But what I'm currently reading, and I started reading it yesterday, and let me tell you, I love it so much. Oh, in the previous video, I think I got this candle and I was talking about it. This candle was gifted to me by someone rather special to me. It's just unfortunate. I when I watched that video back when I was editing it, I was just like, oh, Katleho was saying so lot with her face, but not really saying anything. I think when you know what you want from a situation, from a person, from a partner, from a whatever, you know, people can be nice to you or whatever. I just feel like me and this person aren't a great fit to be in a relationship based on various reasons. You know, I've got a checklist myself as to what I expect from a relationship and all of that. I was just feeling kind of sad for him because I know that he wants more with me and I don't see it. But I am very grateful for his gifts that he has sent me literally over the years. This is someone that I've known for a very long time. Of course, there's times where he's stopped sending me stuff because I would tell him that, you know, I'm seeing someone, please respect, you know, but he recently did find out that I got out of a relationship and, you know, but I had the conversation with him. I don't like keeping people on hold or making people feel like they don't know what emotion I'm trying to do or say. They don't know how I feel about them, so it leaves them in a position where they're lost and confused. I've been in a place where someone left me in a position where I didn't know. They just kind of backed away, started ignoring me, started treating me some type of way, started whatever. And I remember how it made me feel. And I never want to make someone feel that way. So for me, if I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere, I make it clear. I am reading V.E. Schwab's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I broke a nail. How unlike me is that? Anyway, it's stunning. I don't know if I would call it a fantasy novel. I don't think so. But it's got a little bit of magicalness, magical realism. Not realism. It's got a little bit of magical, fantastical elements to it. And we're following this girl by the name of Adeline. And the book takes part in two time spans, right? The beginning of the book, we are following this girl, Adeline, and she's 4 as it starts, or 4 or 5, and it's in 1716. So in the 18th century. Is it the 18th or the 16th century? 18th century, I think. Anyway, so she is living in this small village in France with her family, her mother and her father. She's the only child to mom and dad. And she's got a neighbor, small village, very close community. Parents are just, you know, struggling a little bit and all of that. But she grows up with this innate desire to want more for herself. She doesn't want to be stuck in that village all her life. She doesn't want to blah, blah, blah. So she's got a neighbor by the name of Esther, I think. And she likes to go out into the meadows, into the farms with Esther, and Esther tells her things and teaches her things. And Esther also prays to gods, and she teaches little Adeline about these gods, and she says, listen, you can pray to the gods, give them offerings, whatever you can, just to keep them happy, all of this, and show them that you praise them and you respect them, but do not ever pray to the gods after dark, the gods of after dark. And the gods of after dark are not good people. No. So Adeline finds herself in a really tricky, rocky, hard place by the age of 23. And she runs into the meadows. She prays to the gods. But while she's praying, she's so in it, right? She's got her eyes closed while she's praying. The sun sets. And now she calls upon a god of after dark. A bad guy. So essentially, she grows up and she moves. Then the book switches to March 2014, and Adeline is still alive. So you're thinking, wait a minute, what happened with the god, you know? And you find out that she struck a deal with the god of After Dark where she doesn't die. she doesn't die. She just lives forever, experiences life, travels, does all her things. She's stayed in Paris and she stayed in other European countries, and now she's in New York. And the only catch is people will never remember her. They'll never remember her. As soon as she turns the corner, she could have dinner with you right now, but as soon as she turns the corner, you won't even remember her. She'll turn the corner and then come back, and you won't know who she is. And tough. And I believe the whole premise of the book is one day someone does remember her. And I think I've reached that stage, the point of view of Henry, and I think Henry is the one who remembers her, but I haven't gone that far. Yeah, I'm about 137 pages in. It's got about 550 pages, which is a lot. It's quite big for me. I read three anywhere between 340, 380, 90, 400. That's as much as I'll go. But I am absolutely loving it. It's written so well. There are some gems in this book, and yeah, so I'm gonna read a little bit later. It is still 2:20, so I'm gonna prepare something. I'm not gonna film that because you've seen me cook for a while, and I will show you how the bookshelves look now, because in the previous vlog, I think my sound cut out while I was explaining to you what's on each shelf, so I'll show you that a little bit later. And I do want to also share some bathroom body care bits that I recently got that I love. Some of them were suggestions by the ultimate fave. What I'm loving again, back to loving again, is this is what I've got on my lips. It's the 8-hour cream. My lips anyway, so I'm gonna listen to music now, and I'm just gonna chill, vibe out, pour a drink. It was a little bit dark because the rain keeps coming in, out, raining, not raining, then it gets dark, then it gets light, but it's brighter now. So I wanted to just share with you what the bookshelf looks like now. This is the bookshelf where I normally sit here and I record content. It's different now, yes, in terms of the books, but up here are the memoirs. Hunger, Maggie O'Farrell, The Bell Jar, Educated, and we've got some poetry anthologies and just anthologies. Tiger Work by Ben Okri. This is really good. It's about the planet and not globalization. What is this? Where the planet is becoming warmer. Ooh, Sehoa! I get say. And then this is the literary fiction, vintage classics. France, Mary Shelley, Oscar Wilde. Oh, this book, 100 Years of Solitude. Sweetie, this book is so good. So good. I don't want to take it out. It's pretty packed in there. I don't want to take it out. Down here, we have the more self-love, psychological books. Love them. We've got Rupi Kaur here with Healing Through Words. I have another one which is upstairs, which I've filled out. This one I haven't filled out, but I absolutely love it. So I put it there. As you can see, we've got The Power of the Subconscious Mind. This book is also really good. Living While Black. So good. I haven't read the whole thing. You know, with nonfiction, you don't have to read the whole thing. When Secrets Become Stories, Women Speak Out. Very, very good. I read that a couple of years ago. I will never let this book go. It's about stories from different women regarding GBV. And I live in South Africa. GBV is a very serious issue in this country. So, okay. Anonymous 6 from Chair. To my sisters from Chair. Thanks, Chair. Love ya. And then down here, we've got a bit of fantasy. Yes, we've got fantasy, bit of sci-fi with Morning Star. Is it sci-fi? Charity? Comment down below. Thanks. And fantasy down there. Iron Flame, Babel by, what's her name? R.F. Kuang. I can't wait to read that. We've got a bit of mythology. I put it down here because, you know, when I think of fantasy and I think a little bit about mythology, yeah. Down here, we've got, at the back there, we've got some horror and thrillers. Same with the back there. Down here was just a little mix. I was literally tired at this point, and I just put everything together. But it's mostly horror, thrillers, and teensy bit of fantasy, I suppose. And then this is where the mess is. This is where the mess is. This belongs to my sister. I actually need to give it to her. It belongs to my sister. This is where the fiction is. Up here, I have a little bit of romance. On this side, I don't read romance that much. But when I do, sometimes I just feel like reading something soppy and sexy and smutty and this. I'm not sure if Little Riot is romance, but I put it there because you made a fool of death with your beauty. Yeah, Akweke Emezi, okay? They do amazing work. So I just put it there. And then we've got a bit of tiny romance there that didn't fit in there. Some literary fiction. This is what I specialize in. This is the stuff I love to read. Okay, then down here, I made this particular shelf about authors from all over the world, okay? More especially POC authors. We've got some translated works here as well. So we've got African authors. We've got Frederick Bachman, who is from Sweden, I think. Isabel Allende, Violeta, she is from Chile. And yeah, Peace Adzo Medi, she's the one who wrote, her debut novel was His Only Wife, and I absolutely loved it. Yinka, Nigeria. Sabata here, I think she's from, I'm not sure if it's Pakistan or India. We've got another Indian author. So Kobe Benben is from Ghana. So it was just a mix of fiction works by authors from different places. Below, we've got a little bit more of the very same thing. So yeah, the sun has popped out to say hi. So I want to take a seat and actually have a conversation with you about something that I mentioned in the previous vlog. Let's talk about it, okay? Let's talk about it. Alrighty, with the drink in hand. So in the last vlog, I was talking about choosing yourself and that, you know, we have really high expectations of people that we care about. We automatically lean towards thinking that they will treat us the way that we treat them. And what I didn't mention in that vlog, outside of saying, you know, sometimes you just need to choose yourself. When I said that, I wanted to add as well that sometimes you have to break your own heart so that you can mend it back together again. You have to break it into little pieces so you can mend it back together again. And that leans into the conversation that sometimes people are going to hurt you. Sometimes people are going to do things that you never thought they would do to you, that you never would do to them, that you would never do to them. Slungu. Let me drink a bit of bev because then it makes my tongue a little bit, you know. But so they will do things that you would never do to them. And to be able to break that cycle, sometimes you just need to break your own heart. And I truly, truly, truly believe that when something is meant for you, it'll find you. It'll find you. There's so many of us who are left with so many question marks with regards to, you know, where your life is right now, what is going on with your life. Does it seem like it's going left, sometimes going right? You don't know what's going on. Maybe you had certain expectations for where your life should be right now. I get that. I'm in the same position, Chad. Okay, I had certain expectations for where my life would be right now. Am I grateful? Yes, I'm grateful that my life is in a very good place. I've achieved so much for my 37 years of age, and I still feel like I need to achieve more, right? But when something is meant for you, it'll find you. And when you're in the process of breaking your heart so that you can mend it back together again, you might not see that. You might not see at the end of the tunnel that there's actually something awaiting you on the other end. You know what I mean? But when you see it, you become all the more grateful for it. You know it. You practice that mindfulness to say that, man, I came out of a really difficult situation or difficult period in my life where no one knew that I was going through that. I am the only one who knew. You know, I'm talking to you, but you say this to yourself, right? I'm the only one who knew that I was going through all of that. And no one knew. But once you reach the end of the tunnel, because that tunnel of life is long, okay? But once you reach the end of the tunnel, it's just like, dang, I never thought I would be here. You know what I'm saying? So be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Sometimes when you're kind to people and they treat you a certain way and you're just like, what the actual? You know what I mean? It's fine. It's not meant to make sense for you. It's not. It's not meant to make sense for you. And I learned that. And I learned it the hard way. You know? And I think if you've been watching my channel for a while, I think you might know what I'm alluding to when I speak about this. But I learned that, and I learned that the hard way. And my heart was severely broken because I had thoughts about something and it seems I was wrong, you know? And sometimes people judge you and they look at you a certain way like, oh, Nayana, she's always going through ABC, maybe clearly common denominator again. And no. Sometimes I was having this conversation with my friend. Sometimes you are not the common denominator. You can be the common denominator if you make a certain decision because you know that you're not willing to, you're saving yourself. You're doing it for self-preservation. Doesn't necessarily make you the bad guy. Maybe the bad guy is the other person or the other people. But for you choosing to take a stance and choosing yourself, that doesn't make you the bad guy. Your life might just pan out slightly differently because you are not going to succumb to having to be someone that you're not for the sake of keeping peace or for the sake of keeping happiness. You are choosing to do and be you. And that's okay too. You hear my chat? That's self-preservation. A lot of people choose the self-preservation route. And so to someone who is kind and empathic, and when they choose the self-empathetic, when they choose that route, it doesn't make sense to you because it's at your expense, at hurting you. So remember that people do choose self-preservation. People do choose selfishness. And if it comes to you, then you can also be selfish with yourself. And that, my dear, is wisdom. Don't be the person who wisdom is constantly trying to chase you, but you are faster. Don't be that person. Let wisdom catch up. And I think for me it has. Okay. You guys always say I can't wink, so whatever. Okay. Talk later. I need to listen to some music. Talk later. Bye. Oh my God. Hey everybody. I wanted to wrap up this vlog. But before I wrapped it up, I wanted to show you some products. So there's a video that's going to be coming onto my channel about some of my favorite things, my current favorite things. And it's, as always, a little mixture of a bunch of stuff. So I'm not going to show you everything that's in here, but there are certain things. What's going on? There are certain things that I do definitely want to share with you that I think you should definitely pick up, but it won't be everything. And I won't share it in complete detail like I do in the video. then what is the point of you watching the video if I'm going to be giving you the same stuff, same detail on here, right? So we're not going to do that. It is Saturday afternoon, 5:30, early evening. Ha ke batle next. Langkudwa. I had a wow. I had a guest over yesterday, and I just haven't been grand since. Like, in the sense, I'm just tired. Like, I woke up really, really tired. I feel fine. I'm just super tired. Yeah, doing this thing of going out, entertaining people, visiting people again is just stressing me out. It's really got me all the way messed up. But anyway, it's messing with my mental, because I'm so used to chilling at home, being at home, minding my own business. Now I'm having people come visit me. Now I am stepping out as well a lot more often. I'm just not at the place where I want to, and I think I spoke about this, I'm just not at the place where I want to film or speak about my personal life as yet. And that's okay, you know, or speak about what's currently going on in my personal life as yet, and that's okay. Like, there's just certain things that I need to keep for me currently. But anyway, I wanted to show you some things that I absolutely love before I put this thing back, and I highly recommend that you pick them up. Okay, the first thing is this. You're going to see a little bit more information about these two things. Wow, these sprays. I love, what do you call these, spritzes, body mists, what as a little extra thing outside of your perfume, especially in the spring, summer months. I love it. It's a great way to kind of cool down, and this is for the body, so don't put it on your face, but it smells just glorious, and it freshens you up quite nicely as well. So imagine on a hot day, oh, that smells glorious. I discovered these from my sister, and they are available at Dis-Chem. And I think it's for women. I don't think there's a men's range to spray. And also, men don't use body mists, you know. They use the spray, the deodorant, antiperspirant. But this is the Hey You body mist. These are two of my favorite scents. This is what they look like. They're available at Dis-Chem at $50. Honestly, you don't have... It's a body... Normally, body spritzers are like $50, $60, $40, whatever, it depends. But these ones have by far been the best ones that I've tried, and I'm going to pick up more of them. My favorite scent is Sunsets in Miami. That's the one I just spritzed on now. Fresh. It actually makes you feel like sexy as well, like you could go dancing and stuff. I've had this box, this bin, this wicker basket here for a couple of days now, because I filmed and I never really, you know, so I need to take it back upstairs. Honestly, at this point, it can't be sitting here. It's got all my stuff in it. Another thing, this. I love this, and I think I've spoken about it before. This is the La Roche-Posay Cerozinc mist. It's like sulfate solution, which is really great. I use it at the toning stage after I wash my face, and then as a toner I spritz it on. It's really great at cleansing and smoothing the skin. So especially if you've been washing your skin, or maybe you exfoliated your face that day or whatever, of course the skin feels a little bit sensitive to the touch and blah blah blah, so it's really great at soothing that down as well. I love this. I love it so much. I had to actually go and buy a spare one the other day because it's finished. This one is finished, so the spare one is upstairs. But this, my friend recommended this to me. I'm not going to show you everything. I think I'll end it off here. This, my friend recommended this to me, and I've been using it in my shower. Yes, so I've been having to use my other body shower gel thing that's in my bathroom right now, because this one's been down here the whole time. But this is the shower to shower stay fresh body wash, fresh happiness with citrus burst. This thing smells glorious, glorious, almost like you could eat it. It's like, it smells like a fruit, citrusy kind of fruit, but that you could eat. And it's like perfumed as well. It smells absolutely glorious. I love it. I love it so much. And I really highly recommend that you try this out. I discovered this from my friend. Prudence had come over. She'd slept over at my place. And in the morning when we woke up and she jumped into my shower, she had this with her. So as I walked into the bathroom while she was in the shower and I'm busy there washing my teeth and we're having, brushing my teeth and we're having a chat, the smell that came out of the bathroom while I was walking in, I was like, what are you using? That smells glorious. And especially on days where it's hot, like the summer months where you want something fresh. And who is that? Okay, where you want something fresh and something that's just going to, you know, make you revitalized and rejuvenized. Really great, especially for in the morning. Love it. Well, I'm gonna rest. As I said, it's Saturday. I just had a smoothie, a green smoothie now, because I've been feeling rather so I thought to myself, let me have a green smoothie. I had it about an hour ago. I don't know why I'm lying and saying now. I had it about an hour ago. Yeah. So this is a tiny perfume by a company called Atelier Cologne, and I love that brand of perfumes. But this I have decided to leave in my reading area, okay, in the lounge, but the more of the reading area, right? And because I've got dried flowers there, that's Sophia Chang in the back. But because I've got dried flowers there, I normally just spray them on the flowers and they last maybe a good 4 days of my house just smelling glorious. The dried flowers, that scent lasts about 4 days and then I'll spray it again and it's just glorious. It is currently 9:45 and I'm gonna go upstairs and do some editing. I'll see you guys at the beginning of next week's vlog, which will be tomorrow.